English Labrador versus American Labrador. What's the difference? Are you thinking of buying a Labrador puppy, but aren't sure about the differences between the American Labrador and the English Labrador? Bench and field labs can vary both in appearance and temperament. Watch on to find out what you can expect. Comparing the English Labrador versus the American Labrador? It's important to note that in this comparison, the types of labs we are referring to are the bench lab and the field lab. They are oftentimes referred to as the American or English by people that aren't involved with the breed. There is only one Labrador breed, and both the field and bench labs are bred across the world, but most commonly in the US and the UK. Before going into the video, you need to grab the free Dog Training Secrets Guide, in which we have disclosed the deepest dog training secrets that professional dog trainers don't want you to know about. These training secrets would help you have a well-behaved, super intelligent, smart, and obedient dog without spending hundreds of dollars. So make sure to check the first link in our description to the free video series guide. Now let's get into today's video. English Labrador versus American Labrador history. To confuse the matter even further, the original Labrador Retriever was neither English or American, and nor was he from Labrador. The Labrador Retriever's journey began in the 19th century in Newfoundland, Canada, although back then he was originally called the St. John's Dog. The St. John's Dog was originally bred as a working pooch, primarily for working on water to collect ducks, fish and many other small water creatures. He is best known as being the fisherman's friend with a natural affinity for water. St. John's Dog rose in general popularity when visiting English nobles sailed him back to Great Britain. It was in England that they standardized, refined and renamed the breed. It is still unknown to this day why he is called Labrador Retriever and not a Newfoundland Retriever. Ever since then they have become a firm family favorite across the world. The Canadian fishermen continued breeding him for his work abilities. While the English gentleman was impressed by his work ethic, they were particularly fond of his handsome looks. It is here that the two subspecies were created and why the perfect show Labradors are known as the English Labradors, and the traditional working Labradors are known as the American Labradors. The Labrador was first recognized by the American Kennel Club, AKC, in 1917, and since then he has been one of the most popular dogs across the world. The AKC has currently ranked him as the most popular dog in America out of a huge 193 breeds. The Lab has been the reigning champion for 26 years. Appearance differences. The English and American Labrador differ slightly in their appearance. Although the official kennel clubs do not recognize the distinction, there is a subtle difference between the two. Both the field and bench variations of the Lab typically eschew red-coated pups or silver-coated dogs for competition purposes. The breed standard as per the AKC is 21.5 to 24.5 inches tall, and 55 and 80 pounds in weight. Females are at the lower end of the spectrum and the males being at the higher end. The English Labrador is bred purely for show purposes. As such, they are bred to conform to Labrador standards as close as possible. They have a stockier frame compared to their American cousin, with deep-barreled chests and shorter legs. Surprisingly, they have thicker fur and a thicker otter tail than the working Americans. English Labradors tend to find themselves on the lower to middle end of the height spectrum. They are also on the higher end of the weight spectrum. The American Labrador will generally find himself within the above parameters. However, they are not bred for appearance, and on occasion, he may not totally conform to the above standards. The American tends to be slightly taller and slender in appearance. Field Labs find themselves at the higher end of the height spectrum, and the lower end of the weight spectrum. He is more muscular and less chunky. He has a thinner coat, with a longer neck and longer muzzle, both of which contribute to his working abilities. Temperament differences. The English and the American Labrador may differ in their temperament compared to their looks, and their temperament is normally the deciding factor in regard to which type of Labrador to get if their purpose doesn't decide it for you. The bench Labrador can be calmer in temperament compared to the American. The field Lab was bred for his working ability and higher energy levels. The field Lab can be a bit bolder than the English and he enjoys a good challenge, whereas bench Labs can be less active and easier to train, depending on your experience levels. The American has more stamina and as such he is harder to tire out. Both the bench and field Labs enjoy a good cuddle, and they both make great family pet and are affectionate with their family. Because of their easygoing temperaments, they both love nothing more than to please their master. Activity levels. The American Labrador is more active, which means they can seem harder to train because of their energy levels. Our managing editor at this site owned a field Lab for 13 years, and she was a puppy until she was 4 years old. She was always in search of a more exciting task to undertake and would run herself ragged swimming in the pool for hours on end. When thinking of which type of lab you'd prefer, it's important to take energy levels into consideration and make sure that regardless of the bench or field type, you give your pup plenty of outlets to exercise properly. With all that being said, you have to remember that every dog is different. In general, both the field and bench labs are both amazing family pets, and Labradors in general are the #1 family dog in the United States for good reason. Exercise comparison. The Labrador is a high-energy dog, be that the English Labrador or the American Labrador. They are both originally working breeds. Both will need at least 60 minutes of exercise a day. This is on top of playing in the garden or having a good tug-of-war match with their master. Don't let their angelic face fool you. If you don't cater to their exercise needs, they will return the favor in the form of destroying your house and damaging your possessions. A bored dog is a destructive dog, and this is very true of the intensely energetic Labrador. The English Labrador, due to his show personality, may be slightly less demanding than the American Labrador. Bench labs are likely to be a bit calmer and less demanding with exercise requirements. The American Lab will have bundles of energy that he will need to expel. If you use him as a working Labrador, then this exercise will suffice. If you don't, then you'll need to invest more time exercising him compared to an English Labrador. As they both have a working background in the water, they love to retrieve sticks or balls from the water, so if you live near a lake, or even happen to have one in your garden, this is the perfect way to physically and mentally stimulate their bodies and minds. Training differences. The Labrador is the most common breed selected as assistance dogs for the blind and search and rescue dogs amongst many other canine professions. This is because they are super intelligent and reliable. Labs are on the same intelligence level of a golden retriever. If you plan to train them with a harness while walking, make sure you are looking at harnesses made for labs, which tend to be more secure. The American Labrador is said to be a little harder to train than his English counterpart. This is because he is more independent and distracted when it comes to picking up commands and would rather be out fishing and as such needs a firmer master. However, they are both very intelligent pooches and with consistent training, they will pick up commands in no time. Early socialization is key to ensuring that they grow into a well-behaved family addition and that they are also comfortable in a variety of situations, with unfamiliar humans and animals alike. Exposing them early on to noises such as moving cars whilst walking on the sidewalk, or the Hoover in the house is a great way to ensure they are comfortable with everything. Ensuring that every experience is a positive one through positive reinforcement training makes this journey a lot more enjoyable, and of course quicker, for everyone. Health comparison. The Labrador Retriever is a generally healthy dog, and as the English and American Labrador are the same breeds, they share the same health problems. It is common for Labradors to develop hip and elbow dysplasia, which is an abnormal formation in the elbow and hip joints, which over time can cause painful arthritis. This is quite a common health issue in the canine world, but particularly in medium to large dogs. He is also susceptible to vision issues such as cataracts or progressive retinal atrophy, which is the degeneration of the retina that can cause vision loss over time. Certain breeds, including the Labrador, can suffer from exercise-induced collapse, which is characterized by a sudden loss of muscular control following a period of intense exercise. In rare cases, the pup can die immediately, but the average episode can last up to 25 minutes. Symptoms can range from being totally unable to move to drag their limbs behind them whilst they are running. As with any pup, be sure to research the breed and look out for any important symptoms. If you are in any doubt, then speak to your veterinarian. The best way to keep your pooch healthy is to keep up to date with all vaccines and attend yearly checkups. Nutrition comparison. The Labrador, on average, will consume 3 cups of food a day. You may have to feed a field Labrador slightly more if he is out working all day, or maybe slightly less for an English Labrador, depending on his energy levels. This truly varies by dog and activity level, no matter if it's a bench or a field lab. Either way, both the English Lab and the bench lab should be eating dog foods fit for Labradors. As with any dog, good quality food is an easy way to keep your dog healthy to ensure they get all the best nutrients. In addition, the food should always be age appropriate to avoid unnecessary calories. As your pup ages, it's likely you'll want to feed them food that's rich in glucosamine or chondroitin. The Labrador is also known for being food-orientated and borderline obsessed, so make sure that you monitor their snack intake, otherwise they can easily become a porky pup. Treats are great to reward good behavior or used in puzzle treat toys to keep them mentally stimulated, but be sure to only award them in moderation. Grooming comparison. The Labrador will need a bath every 6 weeks or so, which is the same as the average pup. This will be the same for both the English and the American Labrador. Be sure not to bath them more than every 6 weeks as you risk damaging their natural coat oils, which can cause a multitude of skin issues. If he gets dirty whilst out playing, then you can use doggy wipes and doggy perfume from your local pet store to keep them fresh. The Labrador's natural defense against the cold Canadian elements takes the form of a double coat. Their coats act the same way as a wetsuit does, and as such they shed. The English and the American will need brushing once or twice a week. Their undercoats grow thick and dense in the winter to keep them warm, and then when spring and summer arrive their undercoat sheds. A Labrador living in colder conditions will naturally grow a thicker coat. During shedding season, they will both need to be brushed every other day, if not every day, to keep their fur manageable. And don't forget to check out the free video series that teaches the quick and easy way to an obedient dog, so make sure to get yours by clicking the first link in the description. If you like the video, then make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want more dog training, guides, information, then make sure to subscribe to our channel. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and thank you for watching. And please consider subscribing our channel for more about dog training and dog breeds content every day.